Have you heard of Black Myth, Wukong, the highly anticipated action game? Or maybe you know Goku from Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball series? Well, did you know that both of these characters are inspired by one legendary figure from Chinese mythology, the Monkey King Sun Wukong? Today, we'll tell you the original tale of Sun Wukong from the classic novel Journey to the West. A myth full of magic, rebellion, transformation, and redemption. Among all the figures in Chinese mythology, few are as iconic and beloved as Sun Wukong. Born from stone and gifted with supernatural powers, the Monkey King embodies mischief, bravery, rebellion, and eventually, redemption. His tale is one of growth, from chaos to enlightenment, and continues to captivate readers for centuries. Long ago, atop the mountain of flowers and fruit, a magical stone lay dormant. One day, it cracked open, giving birth to a stone monkey. No ordinary creature, but one imbued with the essence of heaven and earth. This monkey would become Sun Wukong. Clever and adventurous, he quickly became king of the monkeys after proving his courage by leaping through a dangerous waterfall to discover a hidden paradise. But ruling the monkey tribe wasn't enough. Sun Wukong wanted immortality and unmatched power. To fulfill his ambitions, Sun Wukong left his kingdom and sought out a Taoist master. After years of study, he learned powerful spells, including transformation techniques, the 72 earthly transformations, cloud somersaulting, which allowed him to travel 108,000 li in one leap, and how to live forever. However, his mischievous and rebellious nature led to trouble. He started mocking the laws of heaven, causing unrest wherever he went. When the underworld tried to claim him, he erased his name from the Book of Life. Alarmed by Sun Wukong's growing powers, the Jade Emperor invited him to heaven, hoping to keep him under control. But the gods only gave him a lowly title, Protector of the Horses. Offended, Sun Wukong rebelled. He returned with force, declaring himself the great sage equal to heaven. Even heaven's mighty armies failed to subdue him. Eventually, the Jade Emperor asked the Buddha for help. The Buddha challenged Sun Wukong to leap out of his palm. The Monkey King, proud and confident, soared to the edge of the world, or so he thought, and marked his triumph. But when he returned, the Buddha revealed that Sun Wukong had never left his hand. To punish him, the Buddha trapped him beneath the Five Elements mountain, sealing him there for 500 years. Centuries passed. Then came the Buddhist monk Tang Sansang, Tripitaka, chosen to journey to India and retrieve sacred scriptures. The Bodhisattva Guanyin recommended Sun Wukong as a protector, believing he could be redeemed. Freed from the mountain, Sun Wukong was bound by a magical headband. If he disobeyed, Tripitaka could recite a chant to cause him great pain. Though resentful at first, Sun Wukong gradually came to respect and care for his master. Throughout the journey, Sun Wukong fought demons, monsters, and evil spirits. His cunning and strength saved his companions countless times. Yet the journey was also spiritual, testing his patience, loyalty, and humility. He battled the white bone demon, outwitted the spider demons, and overcame the temptations of pride and wrath. Alongside his companions, the gluttonous Pigsy, the sullen Sandy, and the loyal horse, a dragon prince, he made his way across deserts, mountains, and perilous rivers. Despite his flaws, Sun Wukong became a hero. He never sought personal gain on the journey. He protected Tripitaka with unwavering commitment, often risking his own life. After countless trials, the travelers reached the Thunder Monastery in India. There, they retrieved the scriptures and returned home. Sun Wukong's transformation was complete, from rebellious outcast to enlightened protector. For his service and personal growth, he was granted the title Victorious Fighting Buddha by the gods. Sun Wukong's story is more than a myth. It is a cultural treasure. He represents rebellion against injustice, the pursuit of knowledge, and the belief that even the wildest spirit can find discipline and redemption. His tale has inspired centuries of novels, operas, comics, films, and animation. From classic Chinese literature to modern pop culture, the Monkey King endures as a symbol of cleverness, courage, and transformation. Sun Wukong's journey reminds us that true strength lies not just in power, but in wisdom and heart. His evolution from chaos to virtue speaks across generations. In the tapestry of Chinese mythology, few figures stand as tall, both in legend and in defiance, as Erlang Shen, the god with the all-seeing third eye. A warrior, a protector, and a man who dared to challenge heaven itself for the sake of family. The Jade Emperor, ruler of heaven, had a younger sister named Yao Ji. One fateful day, she descended to the mortal world to hunt a powerful river dragon. But instead of returning to the skies, she met a scholar named Yang Tianyu. Against the strict laws of heaven, laws that forbade love between gods and mortals, Yao Ji and Yang Tianyu married. They had 3 children, the eldest son Yang Jiao, the second son Yang Jian, and the youngest daughter Yang Chan. When the Jade Emperor and the Queen Mother discovered the affair, heaven's soldiers descended. Yang Tianyu and the eldest son were slain in the battle. Yao Ji fought fiercely but was captured. As punishment, she was buried alive beneath the mighty Peach Mountain, formed from the Jade Emperor's own immortal peach, never again to see the light of day. Only the young Yang Jian and his little sister escaped. Barely. To keep his sister alive, Yang Jian endured hardship after hardship. His courage caught the attention of the goddess Nüwa, who sent the immortal master Yuding Zhenren to take the boy as a disciple. Under Yuding's training, Yang Jian learned the 73 transformations and became a master of the divine 3-pointed double-edged spear. But he never forgot his mother, still trapped beneath the mountain. Years later, armed with the heaven-opening axe, Yang Jian returned to Peach Mountain. With a cry that shook the heavens, he swung. Boom! The earth trembled. The mountain cracked open. Inside, Yao Ji emerged. But she was changed. After years without sunlight, her body was covered in white fur. Yang Jian laid her gently on the mountain to bask in the sun's warmth. But in heaven, the Jade Emperor seethed. To erase what he saw as a family disgrace, he unleashed 9 suns into the sky. The blazing heat burned Yao Ji alive before her son's eyes. In grief and rage, Yang Jian pursued the suns. One by one, he caught them, pinning 2 beneath towering mountains. With a carrying pole, he slung 7 more mountains across his shoulders, chasing the last sun to the eastern sea. There, exhausted and near death, he was stopped by the 3rd princess of the Dragon King. She nursed him back to health, and the 2 fell in love. Time passed. Yang Jian earned titles and respect, but his heart never softened toward the Jade Emperor. He settled on Earth, ruling from Guanjiangkou with the 7 saints of Meishan at his side. His sister, Yang Chan, now known as the 3rd Holy Mother, lived on Mount Hua and guarded a sacred treasure, the Lotus Lantern, a gift from Nüwa herself. But just like their mother before her, Yang Chan fell in love with a mortal, the scholar Liu Yanchang. They married in secret, and she bore a son, Chen Xiang. When Yang Jian learned of it, he was torn between his duty as the god of justice and love for his sister. In the end, he chose the law. Stripping her of the lantern, he imprisoned her beneath Lotus Peak on Mount Hua. Chen Xiang grew up unaware of his mother's fate, until he learned the truth. Determined to free her, he sought the help of a wise immortal, the Thunderbolt Immortal, who trained him in martial arts and magic. On his 16th birthday, Chen Xiang received a divine axe, the very same that once split Peach Mountain. He confronted Erlang Shen. The battle raged across mountains, rivers, even the skies. Chen Xiang fought bravely, but Erlang's power was unmatched, until 4 celestial maidens, pitying the boy, secretly aided him. Overwhelmed, Erlang Shen dropped the lotus lantern. Chen Xiang seized it, raced to Mount Hua, and struck Lotus Peak with his axe. Crash! The mountain split open. Mother and son embraced through tears, reunited after 16 long years. In the end, even Erlang Shen relented. He admitted his wrongs, and the family reconciled. Chen Xiang was granted immortality, and the third Holy Mother returned to the light. Erlang Shen remained a guardian deity, worshipped not for blind obedience to heaven, but for his unshakable sense of justice, even when it meant defying the Jade Emperor himself. And so the god with the third eye became more than just a warrior. He became a symbol of loyalty, of love, and of the courage to stand against even the highest powers when they are wrong. For our final story in this series, Nüwa. One day, the sky broke. Mountains split like chopped timber. Clouds tore like silk. Seawater climbed the fields, and fire fell from the seam above. People cried out to the maker who once shaped them from clay. Nüwa. Long ago, by a quiet river, Nüwa pinched little figures from wet clay. She pressed thumbprints for eyes, breathed warmth into their chests, and set them free to laugh, build, and sing. She loved them because their fingerprints were her own. On the day the sky collapsed, she heard her children weep. Some say Gong, the Lord of Waters, lost a great battle. In rage, he rammed his horned head into Buzhou Mountain, a pillar that held the sky. The column cracked. The vault sagged like a broken roof. Floods poured from the tear as if a giant bowl had tipped. Not judgment, just a world out of balance and in pain. Nüwa did not curse the heavens. She lifted a child from the flood, looked up at the bleeding sky, and made a promise. I will mend this. From the roots of mountains to the belly of deserts, she gathered 5 colored stones. Blue like the deep, yellow like living earth, red like fire, white like breath, black like night. Not weapons, materials. To fix a world, you need craft and patience. She raised a furnace of earth and memory. Bellows thundered. The 5 colors melted into living light, a breathing mosaic. Sparks swirled and briefly stitched constellations in the dark. Creation and repair, she thought, have always been sisters. But a torn roof needs beams. Nüwa sought Ao, the ancient turtle who had carried islands across ages. Some tales say he offered his 4 legs. Others say the world borrowed their pattern. Either way, we remember the weight of that choice. 4 titanic pillars rose, north, south, east, and west, steadying the sagging sky. Where waters raged fiercest, a black dragon whipped the floods higher. Nüwa faced it, not with hatred, but with necessity. Lightning etched their duel against the storm. When the dragon fell, the flood's spine snapped. She burned river reeds to ash, packing cracks along the banks like putty, teaching the waters their beds again. Repair is part wisdom and part craftsmanship. On a platform of stone, she lifted the molten colors toward the wound. Red met blue. White cooled black. Yellow bound them all. Thunder softened. Rain thinned to single drops. The world held. A faint seam glowed across the sky. An aurora. A stitch. They say the heavens never sat quite straight again. They lean to the northwest, so the sun and moon travel west. The land tilts its shoulder, so the rivers hurry east. A scar that became a law of nature. Nüwa did not win by breaking things. She won by fixing them. By choosing pillars over pride, craft over conquest. We still live beneath her patchwork. Proof that even the biggest breaks can be mended. and mended beautifully. If you ever wonder why the sunset leans or why rivers run east, remember the goddess who patched the sky.